Okay, so hello everyone. Today we are going to make our footer section for the Nike clone application. So here let me show you what will be the architecture. So initially we are going to make two divs. The first one will be for the upper section and the second one is for the lower section, which consists of India and then Nike 2023 or 2024 and the guides, terms of sales and terms of use and Nike private policies. Along with that, the first section will consist of these three divs. The first div will consist of this find a store, become a member, send a feedback and student discount, and the second one will be get help and get amount Nike and their sub options. And along with that we have our these four components. These will be images in a round div. Okay, so let's get started. So initially I am going to make two divs as I told you for this one, for first section and the second section. Okay, so here I am going to make one div and then another, and in we are going to make the first section first. So um let's give some background first to the parent div. uh, let's give it a class name of a bg. Let's say I am going to give a black background, and let's check it once. Okay, we need to add our footer. Till now we have not added our footer yet. So in the landing page, here I guess we have our footer, but okay, we have not added anything yet. So if I will like write something like block, so let's see. Yeah, as you can see we have a black part here, uh, here down. So initially we have added a black background, and then we are going to give a text white because every text will be white, and then padding in x axis as 5, and along with that like in the border section it will be padding x of 12. Okay, so px5 is for the mobile layout. Okay, so in this div, in this first div I am going to give like initially let's give the first and then the second and then the third. Okay, so in the first I am going to give a h4, and here we are going to write these things like find a store, become a member, send us feedback and student discount. So here in the h4 I am going to write find a store. Okay, and then the other one will be something like become a member, and then the other one will be send us feedback. Okay, and then the next one will be student discount. Okay, looks good to me. Let's see. Yeah, as you can see we have this text for now, but we are going to decorate them. So the first thing I am going to do in all of this will be, let's say I am going to give a class of cursor pointer. Okay, and in the first I am going to give some classes like I'm going to make everything uppercase, and then the text should be left. And let's see, yeah, but we need to change the writing also. So I am going to give a font as Oswald. Okay, let's see. Yeah, it is looking good now, but I am going to make the text tighter, so tracking will be tighter. Let's see. Yeah, and along with that let's give a space of y direction with 4, and here we go, it is looking good now. And also we need to give some padding from top of 12, not 1 to 2, it's 12, and not in Y, in T. Yeah, let's see now, it is looking good. And after that we need to give a margin bottom of, let's say, 12. Let's see, I think we should give it 4, margin bottom of 4. Now let's see, okay, we need to make the second div also, we will make it after this. So and margin bottom of 12, and the MD will be of a width, let's say 1 of 5. So yeah, so it is taking a width of 1 by 5, and here in the second I am going to give a width of 2 by 5, or let's say 3 by 5, and in the third I am going to give a width of 1 by 5 again. Okay, and also in the MD I am going to give a, okay, uh, in the MD I am going to give a my of 2. Now let's see, yeah, so let's see in the mobile approach. In the mobile approach it is looking like this, and in the original we need to see, yeah, it is looking like this. So we are going to make these components also. So for now I am also going to add certain things, like here I am going to give a on click listener, on click, where I am going to like replace it with the original Nike clone. Like let's say if someone wants to get help, then he will be directed to the original Nike application. So I'm going to give a window location replace, window dot location replace. This will replace our current window with the link which we are going to provide. So I am going to provide links of these things individually. So for the first one we need to give a link something like this, find a store. For finding a store we need to add link like, okay, uh, yeah, like this. Okay, so let's see now, here whenever someone clicks on find a store, then she is going to redirect in the find a new store of original Nike application. Okay, and let's change the other things also, like for the become a member we want the user to go to our sign up page. So actually I don't want become a member to go to the original Nike application. So here what I am going to do is, let's say I am going to navigate the user to the sign up page, but for now I am not going to do that because we need a React router DOM for that to use navigate. But currently we have not used the React router DOM. I think I have installed it. So let's see in the package.json, and here if you will see we have, do we have React router DOM? Okay, not till now. We will install it whenever we are going to use it, but for now just keep it like this. We are going to change this. Okay, so here I am not going to add anything for now, but I am going to write a to do. So in the to do I am going to write something like we need to use navigation to take the user to the sign up page. Okay, so this is our to-do task. And after that we need to send a feedback. So for sending a feedback we need to do something like I am going to send the user to this one feedback page of the Nike clone application, and after that we are going to give for the student discount. Okay, this won't be for here, like I want the student discount part to be here. So here we want the feedback, and here in the student discount I want it to be this. Yeah, in the student discount we will send the user in the help. Okay, and after that I think we are done with this part. Let's see our application. Yeah, it is looking good. Now we are going to make other things. So let's make the second one. So in the second one what we are going to do is like in the second one we want to add this get help and about Nike. Here you can see a drop down, so we are going to make the drop down for the mobile layout, and for the tab layout we are going to make this thing in one div only. So let's make it for the mobile layout first. So in the second I am going to make the first second and the second, or the first option and the second option. Okay, so like let's make two divs. The first one will be first second, like this will be the first element of the second div, and the second will be the second element of the second div. Okay, and here we are going to add something like, let's see what we need to add. So initially we need to add get help and about Nike. So here in the first second I am going to get help, right? Yeah, so in the first second I am going to give a div, uh, and inside the div I am going to write a h2 tag, and inside the h2 tag I am going to write get help. Okay, and in the h2 tab I am going to give certain decorations, like text will be large and font will be Oswald and the text will be uppercase. Let's see. Yeah, so it is looking good. And in this div I am going to add a drop down. So initially let's give it a class of flex and justify between. Okay, you will get to know why I am giving this class. So here on the on click we are going to change a state. So let's make a use state of get help, like whenever someone clicks on get help, then it will be false, otherwise it will be true. So we have wrote this type of logic earlier. So const get help and set get help equal to use state, and initially it will be false, and we need to import it. Yeah, so here we also need to make one more use state, so that will be for the set about Nike. Like let me show you, this will be for the about Nike. So we are going to write about Nike and set about Nike equal to use state as false. Okay, and here on the on click we are going to change the states, like um, here we are going to write something like set get help as set get help, and we are going to show like we can give any variable, so let's say get help as not get help. Okay, so whenever we are going to, like, it will change the opposites. If it is true, then it will convert it into false, otherwise will keep it true. Okay, and if it is true, then it is going to convert it into false. And here we have done this, and after that in the h2 we are going to, let's see one thing, like whenever I click on it, it shows minus sign, and whenever I like whenever it is true, it is going to show a minus sign, otherwise it is going to show a plus sign. Okay, so we are also going to make this property. So let's make a span for this. So a span, and here I am going to give a code for plus that will be like this. Let's see. Okay, it's for the minus. So yeah, for the plus it is like this. MD should be hidden, right? But for now I am going to copy this class and paste it here. So whenever it is in the tab layout, it should be hidden, otherwise it should show itself. Okay, and let's see, we only need minus and plus, so we are going to use that use state. So we are going to write the logic that whenever it is get help is true, then we are going to show this one, otherwise we are going to show this one. Pretty simple. So yeah, whenever it is plus, we are going to show it plus, and whenever it is minus, we are going to show it minus, and like this. So as you can see, we are able to toggle this switch, like whenever I click on it, it is showing us plus, otherwise it is showing us minus. So yeah, the use state is getting toggled, and according to that we are going to show the options. So here we are going to leave this div, and here we are going to make one more div. So this div will be named as first option, so it will be the options of the first section. So let's write it options, and then we are going to give a div, and inside this div I am going to give a p tag of order status and other things. Like, let me show you. So here we are going to write order status delivery returns, contact us on nike.com inquiry, and contact us on all other queries. Okay, so something like that. So here I am going to write a div, and inside the div I am going to give the p tag of order status. Okay, so let's see, as you can see the order status is here. So similarly for the others also, but I want it to be a bit smaller, so for that I am going to give a class name of initially it should be cursor pointer, and on hover I should reduce its opacity, let's say. Okay, so the cursor should be pointer and opacity, let's say 50. Let's see. Yeah, it's 50. Yeah, it is showing like this, pretty good. And on hover it should show the whole thing, so opacity should be 100, so it should not disappear when we hover on it. Like it should glow whenever we hover on it, so it's like that. Okay, so yeah, looks good to me for now. And the other things are, here we have load the order status, and similarly we are also going to use navigation to use these things, these options. uh, but for now we are not going to do anything. So okay, so here we have for order status, delivery returns, contact us on Nike inquiry. Okay, so I'm going to make all these things, so just copy it down, 2 3 4 5. Okay, I think we have 5, 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, so first one is done. The second one is delivery, so going to give here delivery, and then we have returns, so going to give here returns, and then contact contact us on night.com inquiry, so here, and also contact us on all other inquiries will be here. Yeah, let's see now how it is looking. Yeah, it is looking pretty good. And also in this div of the first option we are going to give options with my3 and text access and mx3 and space y of 2. Let's see, it should look good now. Yeah, so as you can see it is looking good. And we have decreased the text size to text access and gave some space here, but we need to give a logic, like whenever get help is true we are going to show them, otherwise we are going to hide them whenever get help is false. So like let's write that logic, but before that I am going to use these to write the JavaScript logic. Okay, and we need to add them in the curly braces. Okay, and here I am going to write, if the get help is true then we are going to show the it, otherwise we are going to make it hidden. Okay, and let's see, whenever we click on get help we are shown these things, but I don't want it to be for the tab layout, so I am going to write it as for the MD it will be block. Okay, not here, I should write it here. Okay, so for the MD it won't work, but for the mobile layout, let's see, for the mobile layout it is going to work, and as you can see it is working. Okay, so similarly we are going to make for the other one, which is about Nike. So for the about Nike I am going to copy this one, the first option, and I am going to give it name as second option. And for the second option, okay, but before that we also need to make, let's save it and let's see. Okay, so we also need to make the header. So what I am going to do is, I'm going to copy this part and going to add it in the second here, and here I am going to write the about Nike, and here in the get set help we are going to write set about Nike, and here we are going to write any variable, it doesn't matter. Yeah, so about Nike, if let's toggle it, let's see whether it is working or not. It is not working because here we have give get help, so we don't want it to get help, like it should be about Nike. So whenever about Nike is true, it is going to show a plus, otherwise it is going to show us minus. As you can see, it is getting toggled, so our logic is working. And after that, I am going to use the same logic for this, like this one. I am going to copy the first option and going to paste it here. Let's see. Yeah, but we need to change it as about Nike. Okay, now let's see. Yeah, so whenever we click on it, it is going to show us. And along with that, we also need to change these things, like here the first one should be news, and then it should be careers, and then investors, and then um let's see, I forgot it. Yeah, sustainability. Okay, so here it will be sustainability, and we are going to cut this one. So here in the to do, I am going to add something like we also need to add the navs in the second div, so it will be our to do task for later. Now let's see how it is looking. So yeah, it is looking kind of good. For the tab layout, for the mobile layout, for the tab layout, we are going to make some different. Let's see. Yeah, it is looking good. We need to give some margin from top and for the from the bottom. So hmm, here in the second I am going to give some classes, like from the text left, uh, uh, it will be my12, so the text will be left, and from margin from y-axis I'm to give 12 and going to give some space between them, so space y of let's say 4, and then md should be flex, and md should also be justify around, and here the width will be, I have told you it will be like 3 by 5. Let's see. Yeah, it is looking kind of good for now. Okay, so everything looks good to me for now. hmm. Yeah, so we have made the second one also, and now for the third one. So for the third one we are going to make it of, like we need 4 images for that, I guess. Yeah, we need 4 images, and also we need these things. So Okay, no, for the this is for the second one. So here we need only 4 images, and in the second section we are going to make this thing, this one. Okay, so in the third we are going to add image, and inside the image I am going to add some image, but for now I'm going to make them empty and need to import those images. So we have images of Twitter, Facebook, YouTube and Instagram. So for that I am going to import them. So import Twitter from assets slash twitter.png, and similarly for the Facebook, import Facebook from, okay, let's copy this and let's write here Facebook, and here we are going to write Facebook. Okay, and similarly for the YouTube, going to write here YouTube, and then for Instagram, and then we also need something like here we only need 4, so okay, so I'm going to paste them here, like in the srcs, going to give here Facebook, and it is showing some error that Facebook is not defined because I have wrote it wrong, the spelling is wrong. Okay, let's see. I don't think it is looking good because it is kind of messed up, but let's see the order. First we have Twitter, then Facebook, then YouTube, then Instagram. Okay, first Twitter, then Facebook, then YouTube, then Instagram. Now let's see. I hope they are in order. Okay, they are in order, and now we need to add some classes here. So let's add some classes in these sections. Like here I am going to give, let's say here I am going to give a class name of width 10 and height 10. Okay, let's see. Yeah, so it is looking kind of good. So I'm going to copy paste this one in all 4. Now let's see. Yeah, looking good. We need to change the YouTube logo. So for the YouTube logo I am going to give certain classes, like I am going to give a padding of 1, and the rounded will be full, and along with that it will be invert because it is looking black, so I am going to invert it to look it a bit white, and then I am going to give a background of a grayish background like all others. So like all others I am going to give a background of, let's say, yeah, 70, and now it is looking good. And here in the third we need to add some classes to make them horizontal, not vertically placed. So for that I am going to give a flex and space x of 5 and md with w1 by 5, and then md my of 12. So let's see. Yeah, so it is looking kind of good, and then I am going to yeah, for now it is looking good, I guess, but I wanted them to be in vertical direction, so I am going to make them flex. So for that In the second div I am going to make them as flex whenever they are MD, whenever they are in a tab layout. Okay, they are looking good, and along with that let's make them justify between. So MD, it will be justify between. Yeah, now it is looking quite good, and along with them MD will be item start. Yeah, now they are looking quite impressive. Now we are going to make the second part where we have India and like 2023 INC and other things like this, guides, terms of sale, terms of use, and Nike private policies. So let's make the second part. um yeah, so in the second part we need to give something like so as you can see we have here three divs. So I am going to continue it like it will be the fourth div and it will be the fifth div, so something like this. So here I'm going to make it fourth, and again I'm going to make one more that will be fifth. Okay, let's see. So this one will be fourth and the other one will be fifth, sorry. Okay, so now let's make it. So for the fourth I am going to give something like, let's say, hmm, going to give one div first. So in the div I am going to give of an image of this icon that will be a logo, location icon. So let's import the location. So here it will be location, and I am going to name it as location, and then in the src I am going to put a location with class name of, let's see how it is looking. So we need to invert it, so class of invert, so it will make it white, and then we are going to give a width of 4 and a height of 4. Okay, yeah, now it is looking small. And in the p I am going to give India, and then let's make this as fourth first, so it will be the first div of the fourth div, and hence we are going to make and one more that will be fourth second, and here we are going to write this one, uh, like this one, see copyright of 2023 night inc. Okay, so it is something like, here we are going to write a p, and inside the p I am going to write that this one, uh, ampersand copy, and then this. So now it is looking like this. So we need to decrease the opacity a bit. So here in the fourth second, in the p, the class name will be cursor pointer, and opacity will be 60, and on hover the opacity will be 100. Okay, now let's see. Yeah, so on hover it is going to show us an opacity of 100. Okay, but for this one we need to give some class like it will be flex and item center, and md will be space x of 4 and my will be 10, and for the md the my will be 1. Okay, let's see. Yeah, now it is looking kind of good, but I think I am going to give the image. Where is the image? Yeah, okay, it is looking kind of good, so I am not going to do anything with this. Here I need to give a space of x4. So yeah, now it is looking good. And in the fourth I am going to give text left, and then md will be flex and md will be space x of 10 and md will be item center. Now it is looking good. Yeah, so fourth one is done. Let's go for the fifth one. So for the fifth one I need to add this one, like guidance and terms of sale, terms of use, and night private policy. Let's see this one first in the mobile layout. So in the mobile layout it is looking kind of good, similar to our original application, and we need to give guidance, terms of sale, terms of use, and night private policies. So like this. So here we need to add guidance, terms uh, of service, terms of use. So in the fifth I am going to give 4 p tags. Let's make the one p tag first. So here we are going to give a class name of what should we give the class name? First give it cursor pointer. It will be for the guidance, so guidance or guides, and cursor should be pointer, and then the opacity should be 60. Then we have the hover effect, so on hover the opacity should become 100 again. Okay, and after that, yeah, that's it. So let's see. Yeah, guidance, so it is looking quite bad, so we need to adjust it. But first let's make the other three. So guidance, terms of sale, and then term of use, and then night private policy. Now as you can see they are glowing, but we need to adjust them. So in the fifth I am going to give certain classes, like the text will be left, and text should be small a bit. Let's see. Yeah, and after that we need to give py of 12 and a space y of 7, let's say. So we also need to make them flex, so on md it will be flex, but whenever they are on the mobile layout they should be in the horizontal direction. Okay, and along with that is y of 7. Yeah, and flex, and for the MD it will be space. Okay, sorry. For the MD it will be space x of 8, and MD will be space x of 0. No, x not. It's not x, it's y. So yeah, whenever it is on a mobile layout, we are going to give a space y of 7. If I will not give it, then it is going to give us a bit like this texture, like it won't be spacious. So for the mobile layout, we are want some space in between. Okay, and here I am also give a MD of py1. So if you will see in the tab layout, then it is looking kind of good for now, with py1 in all of them. And now for their parent diff, I am going to give some class to make them flex. So on MD we only want it to be flex, and then it will be justify between, and yeah, so it is looking good. It is looking same to same like our application, and all of these are working fine. And the to do task is we need to add links in all these things. Okay, so for this term sales, terms of use, and night private policies, I am going to add some like links. So in the guidance, I am going to add on the similar way window.location.replace, and here I am going to add this link. And similarly for the terms of sale, I am going to add this link like this, and similar for this term of use, I am going to use this one, and on a click it will be like this. So let's see. So on click should be working, and yeah, it is working. Everything is working. And yeah, now our application is looking good with our okay, in this one also we want to give some link. So here in the inc, okay, for now just leave it. We can give it for sometime later whenever we are going to make the other components and going to add the other links. So at that time I am going to give link in these two things, but for now just leave. So yeah, it is looking good overall. So for now just ignore these errors. Okay, so that's all for this video. So see you in the next video.